Hi everyone, so this is the next demonstration just to try to help you a little bit whilst you're at home. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about how to do biro work. Now if you've forgotten your sketchbook in school and don't have any good art paper, this is probably the one that you'd want to do. Is actually still better on proper art paper as well. If you have even A4, so you could rip out a page from your Year 9 book, then perfect. If not, you are welcome to do it on A3 as well. But you only need to do it A4, so a lot smaller scale than we've been doing recently. Now this is going to be your observational drawing based on your interest page. Observational drawing either means something straight out in front of you, so you can see here I've got Upsy Daisy doll, or you could be working off a photograph if you're struggling having anything straight in front of you, okay? So it can be absolutely anything off your interest page, so have a think back about what things would work best for you. If you can do one in pencil, we are going to do two by the way after Christmas anyways, but one in pencil and then the other one could be any media of your choice as long as you would know that you are very strong at it. If you want to paint for example but you're not too sure how yet because we haven't done those workshops yet, then you'll want to probably stick with either your pencil or biro. But yes, black biro just means your normal pen, okay, that you'll have for school. So first thing, try to think about drawing it up, thinking about your proportions, etc. I've just done this quickly. I've even went a bit wrong here myself so far, but draw it up really quickly and lightly with a pencil first, just the outline. Then you're going to be working and getting to your tone into your work. So it's exactly the same as you're using a pencil at the time. So with a pen, you can press harder to lighter to start getting tone in. So you can get dark, you can go over it to get some mid-tones even, and lighter, okay? So part of it you can do is use pressure off your pen to help you, okay? So you can use pressure. You can also use your mark making technique. So those are your things like your curved lines or your crosshatch. So that's kind of like your hashtag, okay, where you go one direction, then you go the other. So these are kind of ways of making up tone. Now the really important thing when you are doing biro work is not to go dark all over, especially if, for example, you're using a landscape. If not, it just blends together a lot, so you might want to leave some white gaps as you're going along. Okay, so this is how far I've got so far with my one. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some techniques that I've done so far. So you can see here I've gone darker, darker, lighter. Remember with tone, either looking at a photograph, see which darker or lighter. I could be using this bit and thinking about the different colours in the hair, or the general rule that we go with for tone is darker on the outside, lighter as you go in. It makes it look more 3D, as when an object normally curves, it picks up the light from the light source a bit, okay? You think like a cylinder, okay? So on this section here, all I've done, sorry, I just get my hand into the shot. All I've done is using my curved lines. Okay, you can start by going really, really lightly if you're doing something like this. This works really well for landscapes, anything that's 3D like a bottle. Might work really well if you're doing something like an Xbox remote or something that kind of shape, because it curves around, so it makes it look a little bit more 3D. So that's when curved lines work really well. You might be thinking more of line if you're looking at something that's completely flat, okay? I've got my light bit there. I could even do it like this bit where I've pretty much got nothing at all. Then I'm going to get my medium ones on, so just like I would with a pencil, I'm just pressing over it slightly again. So I've got a little bit more tone onto it there. Okay, now next, to get the really darkest, in a minute I'm going to press really hard coming from this section and just flick my pen as I'm doing it to start to build up those darker layers as well. Sorry by the way if you can hear my dog growling. Unfortunately I'm working from home this week. Off feet. Okay, so you've got your mid-tones, your light tones, and when you're getting your really darkest bits here, you're pressing really hard on the edges as well, okay? So that's how you get some tone thinking about a curved object, okay? Think about different types of mark making techniques as well you can use to get your tone. So in this section here, I've used my cross hatch, so that's like your little hashtag things. Okay, now remember with your cross hatch, if you get your lines closer together, then it will go darker. If you have your lines further apart or you're pressing lighter, then you're going to get it a lot lighter tone, okay? So you can see here, I've got the darker bits, and here they're going lighter there. So I'm just going to show you on this side here. So again, I'm just going to go one direction first. Okay, and then go the other to start building that tone up. And if I want them to go darker, I'm going to get them closer together and I'm going to start to press a little bit harder with my pen to create the really, really dark tones in this. Now it's like with any of your pencil work, it works really well if you get some really nice dark tones in some of your work, okay? So that's talking about how to get that tone using crosshatch and your curved lines. Okay, you've also got other types of mark making techniques. Now you might be able to see from this doll that it's got like little bumpy texture on it, on its face. So here I've just been starting to use really softly some circles, to build up some of the tone on the background as well. Okay, now I'm going to make sure it's not going to go too dark there near the hairline. Okay, you can also think really carefully. So for example, the eyelids and the eyebrows, I've just got straight lines because as you can see here, it's embroidered on, so it's got some straight stitches. For the actual pupil of the eye, I've gone really, really dark, so gone straight, really hard with the pencil instead, okay? So that's my techniques doing this. As I said, just be really, really careful to be using your white spaces as well, or very light tones in between things if there's a lot going on in your picture, just to stop it all going into like a really, really, really dark image. If it goes too dark, you're welcome to use things like white pencils on top just to bring it back a little bit. Okay, so if you've forgotten your book at school, this is a really good technique for you to do. So there's no excuses of not having anything. You all should have a black pen at home. Works better if it's just a normal biro, so not a gel pen or anything, as they tend to smudge. And as I said, it only needs to be A4 size and can be to do with anything on your interest page. Okay, if you've got any questions at all, just get in touch on Google Classrooms or email me. Okay, hope you are all well. Bye.